About to get wild.
Let's welcome to the stage, Jaden, Oxy, Shay, and Bahadi. Oxy got on deck.
Baddies Gone Wild Brazil reunion part 2. Okay, so the episode starts off with Cupcake flashing everybody in the audience. Like, Isaiah looks so uncomfortable to me. Like, his face was like, okay, y'all, like, she showed us this. Like, Zam, I didn't want to see that. Imagine if that was a guy that did that. That would not be acceptable. It would not be funny. That would not be okay. It's like receiving an unwanted D-pic. You know what I mean? It's like, ugh, like, girl, what the is wrong with you? And I told you, people are still not gonna believe her. Like, literally, people are still saying that she got surgery. They're saying like the reason why it was all wolf down there is because it's a surgery and it's not a real one. You still didn't prove your point because people still don't believe you. And they asked Cupcake, like, you know, how was your experience? She said she had a great experience, but she didn't do too much because she had a lot of real shit going on, like the cancer and all that, and that wasn't an excuse. I get it, but at the end of the day, don't get mad saying that we are saying that you're copping please, because you put yourself in the situation, girl. We didn't force you to get on the show. You put yourself on the show. You wanted to stay there while going through real life and then saying, I don't want to fight because I'm going through real life. You were copping please, so girl. Okay, so immediately they're like, all right, let's bring out Coco. I just think it's so funny how fast they move on to the next person, because you see without the pretty girls how boring these mean girls actually are. Like, literally, they have nothing going on. They bring out Coco, the audience, boo. It wasn't as bad though as like some of the other girls before, but she still got booed. Coco comes out there, yeah, I don't care, I got haters. If you don't got haters, that means you ain't popping. Like, whoa, like, yeah, that's true to a certain extent, but still, you need to take accountability, Coco. You could actually be likable if you just took a little bit of accountability for what you did. Like, admit some of the shit that you did that was wrong. So Janisha asked all the girls, is there anything that you could have done differently? And TT was like, straight up, I just feel like I could have done even more. I didn't really bully like I could have. I was like, whoa, she thinks she was holding back is crazy, because I felt like the whole season TT was doing too damn much. And Janisha called her out and she was like, you jump into stuff all the time, like, come on now. And TT was like, well, if it comes to my friends, like, I'm gonna jump in. That's just the type of person that I am. And Isaiah and the crowd is literally like, that's bullying. Like, low-key, I feel like the only reason why she said that too is because she didn't get a chain. So now she feels like, you know, I didn't do enough. Based off of her answer right there, I don't want to see her on the next season because she's gonna be even worse, just based off of what she just said right now. Hurricane M said the thing that she would do differently is she would actually explain more of the shit that happened off camera in like her confessionals and stuff, so that it makes sense to the viewer why she's fighting or why she's so pressed on a certain situation. I completely agree 100%. So then she proceeds to give us this explanation of what happened with how she ended up fighting Jaden. So apparently Oxy Pearl is the one that started this now. Hurricane M was basically saying like they were cool, like her and Jaden were cool, but Oxy Pearl was the one that brought it up in Miami. She said, why did you try to fight the new girl's mom? Talking about Jaden's mom. So if that's the case, Oxy Pearl was being messy and Jaden was the one that brought it up first, because I was trying to figure out the whole time who brought up that story first. So yeah, anyways, in the background you just hear Jaden like, shut up. Hurricane M is like, come out here. You see the pretty girls kind of like behind the stage, and Janisha's like, we're just gonna bring them all out. Like, let's just bring all the pretty girls out. Like, you know, we're barely getting any drama right now. Like, it's dry. We need the pretty girls. The audience immediately is like, Bahadi, yeah, like they just want Bahadi to come out. That's all they care about is Bahadi. Coco is gonna talk about shut the F up to the audience. I said, Coco, you better stop disrespecting the audience like that, because you're gonna get to a point where like you can't go anywhere in public. People are gonna keep trying to attack you. Don't disrespect the fans. Don't disrespect the audience. Like, it actually, I know you think like it's cute and all that, but it doesn't benefit you to do that. I'm just telling you, you don't want to turn your life into that type of situation. All right, so they welcome to the stage Jaden, Oxy, Shay, and Bahadi, all the pretty girls. Yo, the audience say, yeah, stood up. Like, this is the first time they cheered for anybody. It's so funny. Finally, the mean girls are feeling some karma. Hurricane M is standing up. TT is standing up. Cupcake left the stage. She doesn't want to be involved in this at all. The pretty girls are walking out onto the stage, and it's about to turn into a royal rumble. Oh my god. Oxy Pearl runs up to Hurricane M. She said, "Buck up." She grabbed Hurricane M, tossed her like a rag doll, dropped her on the floor. Oh my gosh, that was so satisfying to see. I was like, again, rewind, again. Because Hurricane M just thought she was so hard the whole season long beating up Jaden. Like, she knows Jaden can't fight. Oxy dropped that girl to the floor so fast in 1.5 seconds. In the background, you have Shay fighting with Glossop. Shay was beating Glossop's. Oh my gosh, she was getting tore up. You also have Jaden ran up to TT. They're all fighting at the same time. Jaden actually held her own. Like, she did not do as bad as she normally does. So I'm proud of Jaden for that. Bahadi was trying to get at TT. Loki, she was trying to help Jaden beat TT's. But Coco came from the side trying to get Bahadi, and then security pulled Bahadi off. They literally held her the whole time. She could not move. Shay starts stomping out Hurricane M in the middle of her fighting Oxy Pearl. Jaden tries to even run up. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was so happy to see that because he was talking so much shit all season long. The crowd is literally Bahadi, Bahadi. Like, they don't care about nobody else. Bahadi busted out, did a split on the floor. Oh my gosh. But I do kind of feel bad though. It's like, what about Shay and Jaden and Oxy Pearl? Like, come on, crowd. Like, you're really only here for Bahadi. All the pretty girls deserve it, okay? Oxy Pearl and TT stand up. They square up. They start swinging, and everybody jumps in so fast that they didn't really get to fight each other, which I was kind of upset. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh no, I wanted to see it. I wanted to see it because TT is a good fighter. Like, I give her that, but I really want to see Oxy Pearl humble her. Like, I really just would have loved to see that moment. Just like how she dropped Hurricane M to the floor. Oh my god, it's just chaos on the stage. Security's running everywhere. You see Shay run around. She starts whooping Hurricane M's ass. I was like, oh my god. Hurricane M is literally getting the Julie treatment. Like, she is getting towed up. Yo, I had to rewind that. That first hit from Shay said crack, like right to Hurricane M's face. Man, I know her face hurts after that fight. Oh my gosh, that was a good one. In the middle of security breaking up Shay versus Hurricane M, Oxy Pearl comes from the background. She starts hitting Hurricane M. Oh my god, TT comes out of nowhere, does a 10-foot leap in the sky. Like, the girl jumped all the way and like landed on top of Oxy Pearl's head. Like, what the that's crazy. That is crazy. I'm actually shocked at how high she jumped. Shay just got broken up out of the fight. Here comes Glossop from behind. She starts hitting Shay in the back of the head. I'm like, no, Shay, turn around. Turn around. You know, she's just mad because Shay literally beat her ass already. So Glossop was feeling a little salty because of that. Oh my god. This is a nonstop. I don't even think I can like break down every single fight like how I usually do. It's just too much happening. Oxy Pearl and Shay are sitting on the couch. TT runs towards Oxy Pearl. Shay gets in there. Boom. She knocks TT all the way back. It turns into jumping messy situation. Like, it's really just chaos right now. It's kind of hard to watch it like this because it's too much happening all at once. I gotta give TT her credit. Like, she's such a tiny girl, but she is strong. Every time I see her fight, I get like surprised because I just remember like, oh, she got hands, you know. The whole time too, security is literally holding Bahadi like a baby like this. They are not letting Bahadi get in there at all. Anyways, Isaiah is cracking me up because he's literally in the crowds calling out Rella. He's like, Rella ain't did nothing the whole time. Rella hasn't done anything. She needs to get in the paint. I'm like, yes. Call her out because she wants to be a part of the Mean Girl so bad, but she's always doing that. In the Brazil fight in the streets, she was literally the main one popping her shit, talking about, wait till we get outside. Wait till we get outside. I'm on it now. I'm on it now. And the whole time she didn't do like, literally. Oh my god. Cupcake is sitting down on the couch just watching the fight, thinking she's safe. All of a sudden, from behind, none other than Bahadi comes. Boop, boop, boom, hits her in the back of the head. I was so shocked. But Loki, you deserve that, Cupcake, because you popped so much about Bahadi in those confessionals. Boy, Cupcake was a confessional gangster. She was always talking about Bahadi, especially when it came to the Daisy versus Bahadi situation. She was kissing Daisy's ass so hard. Like, even if she has a boot on, I still don't care that Bahadi did that. Like, girl, don't come to the reunion, period, if you think you're gonna be safe, especially when you were popping like that. Cupcake stand up. She went to the audience like, who did that? Who did that? Who hit me? They said, Baddie. How quick did y'all switch up? You guys were literally Bahadi. You can't go and expose her immediately. Y'all supposed to be silent. Be like, I don't know. I just thought that was so funny. Like, the audience is messy. So I guess Cupcake's leg apparently is good enough to fight now because she wants to fight Bahadi. And they actually square up and they actually get up in there, and it was so embarrassing. Bahadi said, boom. Immediately Cupcake falls on her back. I'm like, girl, I never seen somebody fall so fast in a fight. I know that hurt when she fell on the ground too. Like, literally I could hear it. When Cupcake fell, it was like, boom, boom. Like, it was so loud. Bahadi beat her. But I already knew that was going to happen because Cupcake can't fight for shit. Cupcake is just big for no reason. Cupcake took off her battery pack from her microphone. She tried to throw it at Bahadi. I was like, girl, boo, be original, girl. You try to copy Erica Raven so bad. Anyways, I'm just thinking the whole time, is it me? Or I'm like, did you say you broke your fibula? I didn't see this girl in pain at all. Like, I'm watching her face, like, as she's running around trying to get to Bahadi. I don't see her like, I don't see her holding her leg. Like, you know how you would do after you break a bone. It's just, I just didn't see that. And I'm not trying to say the girl is faking, but the girl to me looks like she's faking. Because how do you not have any sort of reaction at the fact that you are fighting with a broken bone in your leg? At least her face should have been like, she should have grabbed her foot like a little bit, like, ooh, that one hurt. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. She was coughing her lungs out though. That's what she was doing. She was like, I was like, ugh. She was doing all that. I didn't see her one time grabbing at her leg though. I didn't see her one time in pain about her leg. Jaden and Rella G step up. They're doing this whole annoying thing. Run up. No, you run up. You want to fight? You run up. Come on, run up. I'm not gonna run. You run up. You run up. No, you run. I'm like, oh my gosh, literally, if one of y'all don't run up, like, okay, so after about 54,000 years, Jaden finally like starts closing that gap, slowly closing the gap. Then they finally start fighting. Jaden said, boom, boom, boom. Rella G is trying to swing, but she can't really do much. For the first time ever, I can say Jaden won a fight. Jaden beat Rella G's. And I'm like, see, Jaden, just run up next time because you can beat her. Like, you know, all that in the beginning hesitation looked kind of weak. I'm not gonna lie. Finally, the crowd is like, Jaden. Like, finally, they're saying somebody else's name besides Bahadi. Like, damn, that's what I was saying. The crowd is just, they're too much. Can some of the other pretty girls get some love too? Like, damn, y'all so up Bahadi's butt. Like, I get it. She's the fan fave, obviously, but it's still, like, come on now. Okay, they finally get all the girls to sit down, okay, after like 20 minutes of straight up fighting, and they finally start getting some dialogue now. I'm not gonna lie, like, the whole time I was looking at Bahadi and Oxy Pearl sitting next to each other, I was like, oh my gosh, Bahadi's legs are literally dangling off of the couch. Like, she cannot reach the floor, and Oxy Pearl's legs are like all the way on the floor. I'm just like, what is the height difference between y'all? Are they like 5 foot and 6 foot? Because it looks so crazy. Like, how Bahadi's legs are dangling like this. I did not realize she was that short. Anybody know what Bahadi's height is? I'm curious now. They just start arguing back and forth about jumping. Like, the mean girls think that the pretty girls jump first. The pretty girls think the mean girls been jumping first. I'm like, it's definitely the mean girls. If you go back to episode 1, you can see who jumps into every single fight. It's usually always the mean girls jumping first. The mean girls kept saying, like, especially TT, like, who put a name on it? Who's jumping? And Bahadi said, girl, on the first day, you literally jumped in while me and Rella G's was trying to fight. And TT acted so lost. She's like, what? I did what? Like, girl, why are you trying to play dumb right now? It's on camera and you watched it and you know what you did. But anyways, she just didn't want to admit it. So she stood up. She wants to fight Bahadi. They start swinging like boom, 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 boom. Bahadi gets her all the way back on the couch, knocks her onto the couch, falls on top, and I just see Bahadi swinging. Oh my God, I was so happy. She definitely needed this one from the show. Like, when they were fighting on the rooftop, they had 3 rounds backgrounds. TT kind of like got her. Bahadi definitely got her look back. In the background, Oxy Pearl is fighting somebody else. I don't even know what's happening anymore. It's just so much. But like the security has TT in their hand. Oxy Pearl, boop, knocks TT in the back of the head. She turned around like, what the? It's just too much happening. So now we get some dialogue starting off with Shay. You know, Janisha is just asking Shay like, how's this season been for you? Because you kind of had it like the worst. Like you went through allergies, a broken hand. Like, you know, how was the season for you? And Shay is pretty much like, okay, I don't know if it's because these girls are young or what, but I feel like all of them don't know how to talk. You know what I mean? Like they give like the most shortest answers, like one sentence answers, and they're always kind of like broken up. Like, but yeah, she's kind of like, I'm here, I'm alive, and I survived, and I will continue surviving. So they ask about the whole peanut situation, and they're trying to be messy. They're like, Glossop said that she doesn't give a about throwing peanuts on you knowing that you're allergic to it. Like, do you still stand on that, Glossop? And she's like, yes, I do. And they were like, okay, well, what do you think about that, Shay? And Shay was like, I don't give a F. I get it, but like I kind of hope that Shay would have been like, okay, and every time you do that, I'm gonna beat your ass again. Like, you know, just check her, because Glossop still didn't learn anything. The fact that she's still sitting there talking shit like that, like, girl, are you dumb? You don't throw peanuts at somebody that has an allergy. What the is wrong with you? But yeah, anyways, then they move on to Bahadi. They're like, Bahadi, the crowd loves you. Like, literally, how does that make you feel? The way these girls talk, the same thing as Shay. Like, they give the most like broken up one sentence answers. Bahadi's like, it was a day. The day was had, and I had the day. And I'm like, what is wrong with everybody? I don't know. Maybe they're tired. I don't know. I'm just blaming it on them being so young. They started talking about how she went through the whole shaving her head situation from losing the braids, and how that was very empowering and all of that. Every time they bring that up, low-key, it makes me angry, because I just always feel like it should never have happened in the first place. I don't know. I'm gonna keep saying that over and over and over, because I really strongly feel like that's taking it too far, and that's not no fucking TV show entertainment thing. In the middle of Bahadi talking about the situation too, TT's like, I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not entertained. I'm bored. I'm like, oh, you're such a hater, TT. You are such a hater. That's why Bahadi just beat your ass right now. Like, you, she needs it again. Okay, I mean, this dialogue part was boring. I'm not gonna lie. It's not even because it's dialogue. It's because this is nothing new. Literally everything that's been said right now has already been said on the show. Heidi talks about how her whole losing her hair situation was. She literally talked about how her mom taught her, you know, to be strong. All that was literally just repeated information. It was nothing new. So anyways, Oxy Pro comes back to the stage, and she's like, come on. She's talking about Glossop. She wants to fight with Glossop. Glossop was gonna run up. You missed. Oh my god, how did you run up? You had all that momentum and then you missed. That's the funny thing. But yeah, like they start swinging. TT tries to jump in, hit Oxy Pearl. Bahadi comes in trying to hit TT. Once again, you know, it just turns into a whole jump-a-thon situation here. I was happy to see Bahadi jumped in for Oxy though. So Oxy Pearl, you better shut the up about Bahadi not ever doing anything, because she jumped in right now for you. So I don't want to hear none of that no more. Don't ever bring up the fact that Bahadi didn't help, okay? You need to even feel bad about all that shit you were saying earlier, talking about that's why you lost every fight, that's why you got scalped. Yeah, Bahadi helps. Bahadi takes one of their shoes, must have been TT's shoe, and she boom throws it into the audience. They were like, oh, Bahadi, what the hell? Like, girl, you cannot throw a shoe that hard like that. She was like, it's a souvenir. Shit on it. Janisha finally asked the mean girls, like, you know, I'm curious, what is it that y'all don't like about the pretty girls? Like, because it's always been the pretty girls versus the mean girls. Do y'all just not like them for no reason? Like, is there a specific reason? What exactly is it? Which I'm also very curious for them to answer. At this point, I also noticed that the reunion is probably like more than halfway over, and we haven't heard barely anything out of Zoe's mouth. So I'm like, what was the point of her? Like, literally, she's just co-signing everything Janisha says. What is the point of her? She literally is not adding any value here. At least Isaiah's in the audience being funny, talking to the audience, like giving some input. Anyways, okay, TT is like, Shay, I liked her in the beginning, but then I didn't like her. I don't know why. If you don't like somebody and you don't know why you don't like them, you're either jealous or you're a hater. That's the only two options. And I thought she was gonna be like, because on the first day, Shay was talking about, I don't like how the celebrity pics and the online pics got to be here the easy way. I thought she was gonna bring that up, but she didn't. She literally just said Shay thought she was big dog and I'm big dog. And I didn't like that. I'm like, that's your reasoning for not liking Shay? Just say you're jealous of her and you felt threatened by her. That's what it is. And in the middle of her talking, Bahadi's like, like same thing that she did to her. Like, it's so funny. Honestly, this dialogue kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. And I am not even saying that just to be like, we need them to fight, because the fighting is even a lot. It's too much. We can't even see what's going on. But I'm just saying, like, it's the way that these girls talk. They can't talk. That's why the dialogue is so boring. They just be repeating the same shit over and over, and literally, like, they can't even finish one sentence properly. Okay, so Natalie comes in the middle of TT's speech like, I have presents for everybody. She starts handing out her blunts. She sits next to Bahadi on the couch. She's like, I love you, Bahadi. I love you, Bahadi. And they are taking a shot. They're talking about wild bees take shots. Bahadi said, no, F that. Baddie shot o'clock. And Natalie's going to talk about something. Oh, don't do that, Bahadi. Come on, we like Daisy. Bahadi said, I don't. Like, yeah, what are you talking about, Natalie? Who is we? We don't like Daisy. What the hell's wrong with you? I think I got the purpose of why Natalie came on set. So she's like, everybody just needs to chill out. You know, I handed out some blunts for y'all. Chill the F out, because it's too much happening right now. I'm trying to understand exactly everything that's been happening off camera and on camera, especially in the social media realm. Okay, they're talking about Bahadi leaking Daisy's address. Bahadi's like, I did not leak her address. I leaked the number. Like, get it correct. Like, either way, leaking somebody's anything is not good. No matter how much you dislike somebody, don't ever do that. They asked Bahadi, why did you leak her number in the first place then? Like, what was the whole reason? And Bahadi said, because Daisy went online and said I was effing the Zeus security guard Xavier. And Bahadi literally gets up and walks up to him and she's like, she said I was effing him. Like, him? No, hell no, I don't believe that. Not even 1 second. You tripping. She's just made that up. They literally bring Xavier to the stage and ask him to clear it up once and for all. And Xavier is like, listen, absolutely not. I love my job. This is a blessing to me. And I would never do anything to mess up my blessings. It's not that Bahadi is like, you know, she's awesome and all that. But no. Very respectful answer. And I'm like, this is kind of awkward. I hope he doesn't have like a girlfriend or a wife and kids already, because doing this to somebody that's in a relationship is very awkward and it's just not a good look. But anyways, yeah, they're still like, so you outed her number because of that? And she's like, no, it's not only because of that. She was talking about my parents, kept talking about kangaroos every single day. It's like, Bahadi, don't say kangaroos, girl. That sounds so dumb. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's just like, once again, I go back to these girls, just they're not really articulating themselves very well, which is strange because I feel like Bahadi usually does explain herself well, but I don't know what's happening today. All of a sudden, we just see TT. She tries to throw her shoe at Bahadi and misses. Bahadi didn't even feel nothing. She literally was like, looked up like, what happened? And TT runs up on Bahadi out of nowhere. I'm just like, oh my God, even the one-on-one, you can't stand up and call her out. Like, you gotta still do this sneaking shit. Like, I understand at the beginning when everybody was jumping everybody, but now this was literally like a one-on-one and she couldn't even do that. TT runs up, jumps on top of Bahadi, starts hitting her. Of course, like, TT is gonna have the upper hand because she literally was caught off guard. But my whole thing is, I'm looking at the background, Shay and Jaden. Why is y'all sitting there just not doing nothing? Like, literally, Jaden stood up hesitating, like, and I was like, girl, swing! What are you doing? You literally saw her catch Bahadi off guard. I don't know. I just feel like she should have been over that chair so fast trying to swing, but I guess she made an effort, I guess. Okay, so they asked TT, like, you keep trying to fight everybody. Like, what is it? What do you want to do? And she's like, okay, I want to fight Jaden next. I'm like, why again? Girl, she always wants to call out people that she knows she can beat. Girl, what about Daisy? You still didn't do nothing to Daisy. But yeah, they ask, like, TC, like, what is your issue? Why do you actually not like Bahadi? Bahadi's like, yeah, I want to know too, because I asked her and she said, you know, like, I don't know, what is it? And TT doesn't know either, because all she said is shut up on the dead homie, shut up, da, da, da. I'm like, okay, so you don't have a reason. All right, got it. Next, finally Daisy makes it onto the stage. Literally, the girl had to break through security, fall on the floor, and they let her on the stage. Like, she was being held captive backstage the whole time this episode. They did not want to let her go while the other girls were on the stage, which is kind of funny. But you could just see her, like, flashes of her from time to time. She's getting angry angry. She's like, man, I'm not getting no camera time. They holding me back here. Hell no. Like, she's getting mad. But yeah, she runs up on the stage and she wants to fight Bahadi immediately. I'm like, didn't you just get jumped backstage by your friends, Coco and TT, even Hurricane M too? Like, you should have ran up to them first. Oh my gosh. So Daisy uses all her weight. She, boom, starts swinging on Bahadi. She knocks Bahadi to the ground. She knocks her onto the couch. She's on top of Bahadi, literally swinging. I'm looking at Bahadi's friends like, what are y'all doing? In the beginning of this episode, you guys were so fast to jump in on everybody's fight. But now, exactly what's happening now? Like, why are y'all not jumping in? Especially on Daisy. This is when she probably will need the help the most. Like, I don't know. I found it a little disappointing that they didn't jump in there. And Bahadi has been jumping in and helping them. So I don't know. I'm just kind of shocked right now. And it's also giving that they're just scared of Daisy. They don't want no beef with Daisy. But yeah, Daisy's kind of like standing up, facing towards the crowd. Bahadi comes up from behind her. Boom, boom, boom. She gets her a couple of times. Like, security comes, drags her away. Oh my God, here we go again. Bahadi versus Daisy. They square up. Daisy, boom, boom, knocks Bahadi to the ground. I mean, she's beating Bahadi. It is what it is. Daisy's literally sitting on top of Bahadi on the floor. I'm like, somebody help, help. Bahadi cannot survive down there for long. Like, girl, what the hell? Daisy is about 3 times her size, sitting on top of her like that. Like, no, that was too much. But anyways, they break that up. I'm just like, okay, we get it, Daisy. We know you can beat her up. So you keep on doing it over and over and over. Just doesn't prove anything. It doesn't make you look like a baddie. It makes you look like a bully. The scene cuts. We see Cupcake and Janellys backstage. They're hugging each other. Cupcake is crying in her arms. She's like, I feel so bad. Janellys like, I know. We get no context on what that was about. And then all of a sudden the scene cuts. Here we go. We got TT versus Jaden. They square up. TT runs up. Boom. TT swings so fast. It's like Jaden was trying to back up, but like TT is swinging. She pushed her all the way to the couch. They fell on the couch. TT is on top of her. Boom, boom, boom. They break up the fight. TT's like literally saying, you're bloody in the mouth again. You're bloody in the mouth again. Yeah, TT pretty much took that. And then see, like, Oxypearl and Shay also didn't jump in on this fight, but I understand this because literally it wasn't no sneaking, no catching off guard. Nobody was running from backstage out of nowhere. Like, this was like a fair one-on-one. So I understand them not jumping in. In the Bahadi situation, I still stand on they should have jumped in. So next they bring out Janellys back onto the stage. Natalie's like, she's here. Natalie, you don't even know who's here? What the hell? Natalie turns around. Like, I don't know if Natalie was kind of nervous because she thought like Janellys might come for her, because you know how Natalie did Janellys on the show. Like, she did her so wrong. But yeah, Janellys comes out and immediately who does she start fighting? Shay. She still has some vendetta against Shay. Literally, they square up. They start swinging. This fight was so funny because Shay's bonnet fell right over her face. The poor girl can't see, but she's still swinging for her life. Janellys is swinging. I would probably still give Shay that fight just a little bit because, you know, Janellys' head was all over the place. Like, but yeah, like, anyways, of course, here we go again. Round 2. Janellys wants round 2 because she probably felt like she lost that first one. Damn. Round 2 did not look good for Janellys. Round 2, Shay beat her ass. Oh my gosh. The whole time Janellys like this. That's literally her face the whole time. Shay is boom, 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 grabbing her by her hair, swinging her around, boom, boom. Like, Shay can fight. That's the one thing I will give it to Shay. Shay definitely can fight. She beat Janellys again. Like, Janellys, sit down now. You don't want it 3 times. Okay, so Isaiah finally asked his question from the stage to Oxypearl. He says, Oxypearl, you know the first time when they came in there messing with the beds and you stood on business, how come you didn't do the same thing when y'all switched houses and TT came in there, she messed up the beds? Like, how come y'all didn't do anything? And Oxypearl is just kind of like, exactly, that's what I'm saying. I didn't get it, like, because we was cool. And like, she totally either didn't understand the question or dodged it on purpose. But she really did not answer the question at all. And they had to ask again, like, so why did y'all not do anything? Y'all just gonna let somebody flip your beds like that? And then they were kind of like, oh, we weren't there when it happened. We walked in afterwards. And they're like, okay, so afterwards when you walked in, why didn't you do anything? You know, I'm like, golly, these girls don't know how to speak. Let me help y'all. Let me answer for you. Because at that point in time, we were over it. We had just moved to a new house. There had been so much drama. We were fighting every night. We just wanted one night of peace. Like, you could have just said something simple like that. But anyways, Natalie's even mad. She's like, hold on, TT, you flipped their rooms and they did nothing about that? Ugh. Bring the next group of girls in. Like, you know what? I'm not even gonna be biased here. Yeah, they should have done something on the show. Even if they didn't want to do it that night, they should have done something like in the next couple of days, called out TT or something. I don't care if you thought TT was cool with you. Obviously, when you found out she did that, you knew she was not cool with you. So at least you could have called her out something. Nothing happened, but you know. Anyways, okay, so they played the actual scene of that first altercation when Glossop and TT, Hurricane M came up in there dragging the girls' beds out there. And so they asked, like, why did y'all do that? What was the issue? And Glossop was like, I literally just got done fighting Shay. It was my idea. Like, I wanted to go up in there. I wanted to fight again, but I didn't know they were going to be some and just run off to hotels and run away. They didn't do shit for a whole nother 6 days, like 6 days later. That's such a stupid answer because obviously they didn't want to get jumped. If they would have done something right then and there, y'all would have jumped them. You were literally 7 girls in that room bullying these people. We know Glossop is just saying that because she got her ass beat by Shay and Oxy Pearl so many times. Like, she's just gonna talk her shit. But yeah, anyways, they asked Coco next, like, why did you act like you were a hostage being held up in that room? Like, yeah, Coco, why were you being two-faced? That's the real question. That was your roommates. Why did you do that to your own roommates, girl? Coco admits that she was being messy with the whole room situation and opening the door because she said, I was only being messy because Jaden was being messy first. Because going back to that whole Daisy, Bahadi, Coco situation, she was like, they were all on the rooftop. Jaden ran and told Bahadi what I said. We're talking about the whole situation where Bahadi told Coco, like, it looks like you're ducking fade from Daisy. This scene actually proves that what Bahadi said was true because there was literally a part where, like, Jaden was like, you switched the narrative about what Bahadi said, you know, in regards to Daisy. So why would Jaden say that if that wasn't true? Like, why would Jaden say that out of nowhere? So obviously that means that the story was changed a little bit. So anyways, but Coco tries to justify it by saying Bahadi literally said, yes, I did say that. Like, okay, Bahadi's not on stage at this point, so she can't even defend herself. So anyways, that's why Coco felt like she wanted to be messy in that moment because Jaden was being messy first. So that's where that whole thing stemmed from. But from the very beginning, I'm like, Coco, you're still wrong because you were ducking fade. Like, how are you gonna get mad at the truth? It's the truth, whoever's mouth it came out of, whether Daisy said it or Bahadi said it, it is the truth. Like, you can't get mad at the truth, girl. Glossop says, I have a question. I want to know why you, Jaden, went online talking shit about me. When I told you to your face when I was moving your bed out of the room, I don't have a problem with you, but I'm just doing this for Hurricane M. So, like, why'd you go online talking shit about me? Like, girl, are you slow as shit or what? You still put your hands on her bed and moved her bed out of the room. You can't justify it by saying, I'm only doing this for somebody else. Girl, mind your business. Don't put your hands on people's shit and then expect them not to do anything. It's like slapping someone and being like, yo, but like, I'm sorry I slapped you for that other person, okay? Like, don't hold anything against me. Are you dumb? Jaden is like, I didn't talk shit about you. I was just reposting stuff from the show. Apparently, Jaden's story is that her manager told her to repost everything, so she didn't even read what she reposted, and it was something shady about Glossop. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like this story, Jaden. Like, stand on business. I was literally just defending you a second ago, but if this is gonna be your story, I take it back. So Janisha gets them to resolve it. Jaden basically apologizes for reposting that shady thing about Glossop, which I don't feel like she should have apologized for, but she did. The whole time I'm kind of looking at Shay too, like, I would not apologize just for the simple fact of, you know, my best friend Shay literally has beef with Glossop. Yeah, I'd be like, no, I don't give a shit, and I'll repost more shit again and again and again and again and again. Like, the I'm not resolving nothing with nobody that put their hands on my bed to take my shit out. Nope, I don't give a how you dressed it up as. You still did it. Okay, so anyways, Natalie comes on stage. She's like, come on, Janisha, wrap this shit up. I'm trying to get out of here. Let's go ahead and hand out the 50K and the chains. Like, this is kind of funny. Natalie's over it. And they're like, oh, hold on. Can we bring out everybody to the stage? Daisy, come back out. Daisy comes out. Coco stands up immediately. She's eyeing her. Daisy's over there taking like a shot with Natalie. She has a bottle in her hand, which is so dangerous. Like, Natalie, why did did you give Daisy a bottle right now? TT comes out of nowhere in the middle of Daisy taking a shot, and she said, boom! You just see the bottle flying, always with the surprise attacks in the air, leaping, jumping, backflipping. Like, this girl is crazy. But yeah, she just starts swinging on Daisy. Everybody rushes towards them, and then we get the previews for the next episode.